Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed your break. Sit back and enjoy part 2 of Michelle's MVP Award. Michelle and Uncle Adam sat down at the kitchen table. Okay, let's get started, said Uncle Adam. Maybe I should tell you all about one of the ways I figure out how to design things at work. You might like to use it too. It's called the EDP, or the Engineering Design Process. What's that? Asked Michelle. It's a set of steps that helps me solve all kinds of problems, said Uncle Adam. I bet you've already started it. How did you first learn how to make your Play-Doh? Dad helped me. We found recipes on the internet, said Michelle. We tried 3 of them. Some didn't work. I'll show you. She walked over to the cabinet and pulled out an old piece of paper dotted with water spots. There were pencil marks where Michelle's dad had helped her write down the changes they'd made to the recipe. We had to add less water, said Michelle. She had been learning about the differences between liquids and solids at school. When there was too much water, the dough was mushy, she explained. The flour and the salt are solids. They don't make the Play-Doh mushy, but if you add them in the wrong order, the dough is bad. Yep, just as I thought, said Uncle Adam. You're an engineer just like me. You've already started the engineering design process. You've asked questions about how to make a good Play-Doh. You've investigated how other people made it. We're starting the next step of the engineering design process right now, imagining. We need to imagine different ways to explain the dough process to your team. Do you think we should show the team these directions? He asked, pointing to the paper. Michelle thought for a few moments. Those directions are hard, she said. We should think of better ways to explain the steps. Can we draw pictures too? That's a great idea, said Uncle Adam. You can show the process to your team using words and pictures. I can draw, Michelle said. Can you write the steps? Sure can, said Uncle Adam. Drawing and writing will help us with the next steps of the EDP, Engineering Design Process. We'll plan the process and then create Play-Doh. Uncle Adam helped Michelle gather everything they needed to make the dough. Oh my, looks like some people are having some fun. After Michelle showed him each step of the process, he wrote down what she had done. On a different paper, Michelle drew a picture of the step. Let's see, Uncle Adam said after they'd been working for a while. We have steps for measuring the ingredients and mixing the dough. And for cutting out the shapes, Michelle said, clapping her hands together. We're all done. Well, we're almost done, Uncle Adam said. We made the leaves, but our goal is to design the process so other people can make them too. Right, said Michelle. The process needs to be good enough for anyone to use. The last step of the EDP, or Engineering Design Process, helps you make sure your design is the best it can be, said Uncle Adam. That's what I need, said Michelle. What's the last step? It's improving what we did. Let's ask Tim to try out the process we designed. Then we can try to make it even better. Michelle called Tim into the kitchen. She and Uncle Adam showed him one page with written directions and another with pictures of the steps of the process. I think I've got it, said Tim. Can I try it out? Yeah, said Michelle. I can't wait to see if our process works. Michelle, you and I shouldn't say anything, said Uncle Adam. We really need to test the process we designed. We'll just watch what Tim does. At the end, we can talk about how well it worked. Tim measured out the water, the salt, the flour, and dumped it all into a bowl. Then he started to mix everything together. Michelle clapped her hand over her mouth. That's not how it should be, she thought. I don't think I did this right, said Tim, as he picked up a lump of grainy, gooey Play-Doh. Oh, yeah. What did he do? Uncle Adam laughed. Michelle felt like she was about to burst. It's okay, Michelle, Uncle Adam said. Tell him what's wrong. We need to explain the order of the steps, she cried. You can't mix everything together all at once. You need to mix just the first two ingredients to start, then you add the last one. Okay, I'll try that, said Tim. He started over again. When Tim didn't understand what to do, they all worked together to think of a better way to explain it. After following the whole process, Tim held up a maple leaf. Look, Michelle, no more blobs. I'm glad the process works, said Michelle. But what if the other kids think it is too hard, she asked. They won't, said Tim. If they follow all the steps, they'll be able to make something really cool. Think about what you told me earlier, Michelle, Uncle Adam said. You use liquids and solids to make this Play-Doh. Water, salt, and flour. When you do the process the right way, you end up with dough that isn't like the water or the salt or the flour. It's soft and squishy, and you can make shapes out of it. Yeah, said Tim. It's almost like magic. It's better than magic, said Uncle Adam. It's chemical engineering. And the process that Michelle created is a technology. Technology, asked Michelle. Yep, said Uncle Adam. Technology is anything, system, or process that helps you solve a problem. This process helps you explain to your team how to make dough sculptures. Michelle smiled. So I designed a process and a technology for my team? I hope they like it, Uncle Adam. Will you come with us to show the team? I wouldn't miss it for the world, Uncle Adam answered. On the day of their next practice, Michelle, Tim, and Uncle Adam carried shopping bags of salt and flour and measuring cups and plastic bowls into the school auditorium. Michelle handed Coach Boucher a stack of papers. Each one had Play-Doh process written across the top. Uncle Adam and Tim helped Michelle set up all the materials. Then Coach called everyone together. Let's read these directions, Coach said. Then we can all start to mix up the ingredients that Michelle and Tim brought. Michelle looked out into the auditorium. She could see everyone reading the papers on the table in front of them. Everyone except Jason. One by one, the teammates started to come up to the table. Michelle showed Beth how to measure out the flour so that the cup was filled to the very top, and which line on the measuring cup the water should reach. When Michelle handed Beth a mixing bowl to combine everything, she noticed Coach Boucher leaning over Jason's seat. Jason had his arms crossed, and he was scowling, looking down at the floor. I don't want to read the directions. This is stupid, Michelle heard him say. It's never going to work. Let's give it a try, urged Coach Boucher. We'll do it together. Michelle watched as Coach Boucher walked towards her. Jason followed a few steps behind him, dragging his feet and holding the paper directions. Michelle, can you explain this process to Jason and me? Coach asked. Jason set the directions down on the table. Michelle flipped to the second page where she had drawn pictures of the steps. Then she took a deep breath and started explaining. We need to measure out flour, she said, pointing to the pictures. Wait, Jason said, I didn't notice those. The picture tell me the same things as the words. Yeah, Michelle said. Jason kept looking down at the pictures, so she added, sometimes it's hard for me to read directions. I like the pictures better. Yeah, Jason said slowly. Reading is hard for me too. So it looks like next you need to measure out some water. Right, Michelle said. Jason and Michelle went through the whole process together. When they were done, Jason held up a great maple leaf to show Coach Boucher. That's great, guys, Coach Boucher said. Tim and Michelle, you should be proud of this Play-Doh process. I didn't do anything, Tim said. It was all Michelle. I stand corrected, Coach Boucher said. Michelle, you really came through for the team. Thanks, said Michelle. I'm excited. I'm sure we'll all get to see the maple leaves. A few weeks later, Michelle, Tim, and the rest of the team sat in the stands. Oh, yeah. Sat in the stands of the Air Canada Centre. Michelle was on the edge of her seat. She couldn't wait to see the real Toronto Maple Leafs play. A voice boomed from the speakers above their heads announcing all of the players. "Number 13, Matt Sundin," said the announcer. The whole team stood up and clapped and cheered. Michelle saw Tim jumping up and down. "Hey, Michelle," called Jason, "I have something for you." Jason held up a Play-Doh maple leaf twice as big as the ones Michelle usually made. "The whole team made this," Jason explained. "Today, you're the most valuable player." Michelle smiled. Not only had she done something good for the team all by herself, but she had made a new friend in the process. So, ladies and gentlemen, this book lays the groundwork for our first project. And if you notice on the cover, it says a chemical engineering story. We will be using the engineering design process, and we will pretend we are chemical engineers as we make, guess what we're going to make? Have you guessed it? Well, check back for the next class so that we can continue on our project for Stream. And I think it's going to be could be a sticky situation if we're not careful. I'll see you next time.